Oh, welcome to our second match, I think, of the tournament. The Crusaders are playing against the team Intercourse. Both fantastic names, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The Crusaders top laner is like pretty good at the video game. He's like Diamond 3. He's also he did switch to top lane from jungle, so we might see them prioritizing some picks for their bot lane, for their top lane early, or they could just give him the counter pick so he can just, like, I don't know, counter pick so that he can 1v9 the games later. Music, awesome. Would you say it's probably smarter to just give him the pick later, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think in general for drafts, like, sure, you could play towards your strongest laner at the beginning, or you could save it for game 2, right? There's a high chance that they're probably going to be banned out, but the skill should probably make up for it. Even on a less comfortable pick, you're probably still at least equal, I would say.
Yeah. They could see like a Volibear, I guess maybe also a Malphite from him. But then again, as they're a bit more higher rank, we could see some more meta picks, like maybe even a Rumble or a Renekton. If this kind of champion gets ahead, it's always so fun to play into them, you know? It's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For the Crusaders jungler, he's a Nocturne main, so we could see him just getting target banned.
Yeah, and in a team coordinated game, something like a Nocturne can be very scary, especially if you pair it with an Orianna or even a Ryze in the mid lane. It can create some very scary scenarios.
Yeah, something with more global pressure. Their mid laner doesn't. I have not seen them play Orianna yet, but and we also. I don't think I have seen a Knockwave combo pulled off successfully yet. So I am hoping to see one in a future game. They're always very cool. I mean, if the Nocturne gets banned, we could also see something like a Pantheon. It's also a champion with a lot of global pressure.
Yeah.
A similar playstyle. For Team Intercourse, I think they should probably play around their bot side. Like, their AD carry plays a lot of hyper carry champions like Yunara or Jinx, like Aphelios.
It's definitely a lane where if you try to get them ahead early, like, that will just snowball.
Definitely.
And it won't be able to be outscaled.
As long as there isn't too much hard lockdown and CC on the enemy team, like if they get a Nautilus or the
Lissandra in the mid lane.
Yeah, or a Jarvan, it's hard to play that kind of champion.
Oh yeah.
Always fun. I mean, on the Crusader side, they... Oh, well, every single AD carry can probably 1v9 if played correctly. But they play like more scaling champions like a Nidalee or a Smolder. I would love to see a Nidalee be played here, honestly. It's a very fun champion to see played. You don't get to see that much often. The laning phases can be not that fun, especially with like the lack of range and poke from the champion.
Yeah, exactly.
She does have some advantages. The engage is really good. The self-heal as well.
Viego Brown Saya. That is very strong.
Well, the Zaya should be pretty good into the engage of the Smolder and of the Zinzao and the Lissandra.
I do think that the Syndra here is quite scary because it can quite quickly shut down either the Viego or the Saya. Like one good E or QWE, like you're gone. If Team Crusaders here draft for a beefy support, I think it will be a very strong team. Like if they go for a Nautilus, even a Leona, like I'm not sure that Smolder will struggle at all.
The last ban was a Jax on the Team Intercourses side. Yeah, that's not a fun champion to play in. Well, last. Alright, we should see them prioritize the support here, probably.
Yeah.
Like something that synergizes very well. Like, I don't think there's stuff that synergizes not that great with Smolder. And Seraphine, like, it's gonna give them a stronger laning phase for sure. And it'll also be a good peel into the Viego if he decides to go in. We might see a Mel in the mid lane now. That would be a decent lane into the Syndra and also just very annoying to play into for the Seraphine.
Oh yeah. And Nivea.
And Nivea's just decent into many champions. She's gonna struggle early a bit, but she will have the egg.
And I think Anivia is probably a good pick into the Syndra. Like, I'm not sure Syndra can kill her if she pops egg.
No, especially in the early levels, like, you're probably gonna lose the egg if played well, but it's gonna be difficult to kill the egg with just auto attacks. Most of the time you just run out of mana before anything happens there.
Yeah. Seraphine. Yeah.
I mean, on the Crusaders team, we see like decent engage with the Zinzao and probably also the Seraphine and some good peel. They're gonna pick Jax here last, I was told, so they have decent engage options. On the other side, on Team Intercourse, they have some engage with the Viego and the Volibear, but there's not really that much lockdown behind it. I don't know, what draft do you prefer?
I do like the scaling on the Smolder Syndra team. Like, Crusaders do really have the long game going for them.
Yeah, the Jax is going to be scary in the late as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Side lane.
And I do think that the Viego can struggle to find something this game.
Yeah, definitely.
He will have to get stuff early, either in the mid lane or bot. Playing around top, I'm not sure that's the play.
Yeah, ganking a Jax as Viego is, or just in general, is going to be difficult. Just a ward hop up, or...
And if he has a fully stacked passive, the Jax, he can turn it into a 1v2.
On the other side, like, they will have to like arrive on objective first. Like they will need to set up with the Nivea, with the Braum, maybe with the Viego Fog. Like it's gonna be difficult to get into that, even with the tools they have, like from the Jax or the Zinzao. But like it's difficult to play into an Anivia, but pushing as an Anivia isn't the greatest. So we definitely want to see some good map awareness, some good early prio on objectives.
Yeah, one thing I can see as a problem is they have a very passive mid bot. Of course, they're probably going to be pushed in quite a bit, and that will help the Viego. But yeah,
they're not gonna win the late game. Zaya isn't really a champion that's known to carry Smolder, especially with the new Deathfire Touch rune. It gives him a lot of power in lane and outside of. Then just the scaling on the Syndra with first strike.
Yeah, and I also want to add the Smolder interaction with Black Cleaver.
Yeah.
Like the Braum, even though he's gonna be tanky, and the same with Volibear going Grasp, I think the Smolder will melt. Like once he gets to Spear of Sojin, third item, fourth item, he is gonna be a problem.
He will also be pretty hard to kill for the more low damage draft there, if he goes for that more bruiser-ish build, which he definitely should.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I am curious if we're gonna see some AP from the Zinzao, like Dusk and Dawn by, for example. Like the new patch, they buffed his ratios. There is some very funny interactions with some AP items. His healing gets fun to play, not fun to play into.
Yeah, I do think it could be a good buy this game, yeah. Because there will be extended fights, like Smolder isn't... not Smolder. Volibear and Anivia aren't exactly squishy, right?
No. Definitely.
So the healing that you would get from the AP would probably be quite helpful for a extended fight.
Build that I've seen lately, what's the HP Tiamat item? What's that one called again?
Titanic?
Yeah, exactly. Titanic into Dusk and Dawn.
Yeah, exactly.
That's disgusting.
It gives you a lot of AoE, and your camps are dying in no time with it as well.
Yeah.
I do expect it to be quite a passive bot lane to begin with.
Yeah, both. Well, Braum is good in the early game, but Zaya really isn't.
Yeah. I mean, Zaya fully stacked lethal tempo is strong. Oh, here we see. Okay, that's a good trade for the Jax.
Yeah, definitely. Jax on early levels is scary. They both went for the ignite. Both of them can heal quite a bit. Volibear a bit more than Jax. It's gonna be an interesting lane to look in top for sure. Like both those champions, if they get ahead, they're very scary.
Yeah, and I do find it interesting that we see the Volibear going Grasp and Ignite.
Yeah, I
not
also
going for something like a press the attack or even a lethal tempo, just full on sending it on the AP.
We're probably not gonna see a Navoris on him then, or what? We shouldn't.
I mean, it is a really good item for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're right, we might not see it.
With that rune.
Like, Jax imagine having press the attack here.
Flash comes out from this Jax, and the Ignite will be enough to kill him. A very strong champion in the early levels.
Yeah.
I think he counter-strike. Can you counter-strike a Volibear Q?
I guess you can.
I mean, it's an auto attack, no?
Yeah. So I think so.
Probably. Or something like that. Also, I just got info that the Black Cleaver interaction will be removed soon. With that
Soon.
fire patch. Yeah. Next
Yeah.
patch.
Yeah. I mean, Smolder is currently sitting at a 58% win rate when he gets the item, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's fair.
We saw Viego pathing around bot side. He could look for a gank in mid lane if he hits this hook and Syndra E.
Zenray. Oh, that's
yeah.
a good view.
Not that easy to gank that champion.
I do have some experience playing with two of the players from TIC. Vikram was my jungler last season. And Magnus did stand in for one of our games. But I did not expect the Anivia in the mid lane, I will say that. He was very much focusing on his Garen.
In mid
last
lane?
time I talked with him. Yeah, Garen mid lane. He's a top player originally. Played jungle last season, and now he's in mid. Because his duo is Magnus. So.
A nice flash E. Wind becomes lightning from the Sinzao, but it's not enough to kill the Anivia. She also still has her passive up, so trying to proc that, I guess. And also, like, Anivia has become more popular lately, like, mostly in support, in pro play and DLAC. But I don't think we need to worry about pro play in this tournament.
I mean, we do have some fairly high-ranked players at this point.
We definitely do.
We do see some people peeking into the Masters, which is bonkers. Like, you are very good at the game.
Yeah. A lot of time you need to spend on the Rift to get there. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Or sad, but we'll keep it at impressive. As you said earlier, the bot lane matchup is very pretty equal. We have seen the tower dive, which with one kill going over to the Braum.
Yeah.
And another gank attempt from the Viego. He should definitely try to gank, like especially in the early levels. He should be pretty good at those.
Well, he's doing Drake alone.
That's with no prio in mid lane.
I mean, they are contesting it.
Could look
Sandra will be first on the move, though.
Anivia is moving in as well. They are pushing them out. Anivia will trap the Smolder. 1v3 in the top side. Meanwhile,
Viego does go down, though.
Syndra starting to pull out some damage. A nice flash over the wall by the Xayah to keep her alive. And that's a pretty equal fight. Both junglers are now returning to the Rift and both decided to look for something in top lane. Meanwhile, in top lane, a huge solo kill by the Volibear. That was very greedy by the Jax, and he got away with it once, so why not again? But Volibear does heal quite a bit, not just with his ult, but with his W as well.
I do want to touch on the fact that that fight, even though, like, the Anivia got 2 kills, I don't think that was the big winner. I think the winner was Xayah. Xayah got a full 2 waves of push and didn't lose XP. He's now a full level up on the Smolder. And that is quite huge. I am, however, surprised that we haven't seen a cull from any of the ADCs.
Is Cole good on Smolder?
It's pretty alright, yeah. He does like health. And it's just extra healing on his Qs, right? And you want to go high CS per minute. It's fairly quick to proc it on him. And you're probably going to be playing a little more defensive, even though he is quite strong early game.
Both junglers have now pathed down to their bot side again. We could maybe look for another attempt at the dragon. Both mid laners are looking healthy, and we do see an all-in here in the bot lane. Braum blocking a lot of the damage and CC that comes out from Seraphine. Meanwhile, Xayah is just free hitting. The flash into the turret by the Braum, the Ignite is enough to kill him. And the kill gets cleaned up by the Xayah. Now Xin Zhao attempting to get something back for his team, but there's just 3 people there. The CC is too much for him to handle, and he can't catch anyone there. Syndra also moved down, but she was too late.
And this is where they pick up Dragon here now. Like they
could.
This can turn into a very big lead.
Yeah, the level lead you mentioned earlier definitely helped them with this all-in here. Like, she had her... I don't know if she... Yeah, the Smolder did not have their ult up.
And that would have healed him, and he probably would have survived the Braum flash.
Yeah.
So, you see, it's about... XP is so important early, especially for an ADC like Xayah, who really needs that 6. Like, she can fight before that, but after 6 she can really commit to things.
Yeah, they definitely wouldn't have gone for that if they were behind, even on XP. Like, that ult allowed her to survive the Xin Zhao engage there. Probably would have killed her otherwise. Now the same Xin Zhao is looking for something mid lane, but the wave is already pushed into the red side of the Xayah. Anivia, like at this point, she stacked some mana items when she has her Seraphs finished. Like, it's just not easy to push into her anymore, now that she has mana to spend on her ult.
Yeah, I mean, Anivia's... Oh, here we see a gank in the top lane on Magnus. He will just ult out of there.
Yeah, that's just a nice play on him. He avoided both the engage from the Xin Zhao and the stun. But they could look for some grabs here. He did stick around though. If you could look to top lane again, there maybe was some attempt to go in there again, but Viego is taking the bot side and they're just gonna give over the grabs. We haven't really seen many teams prioritize them.
No, since the beginning of this season, it's kind of been dropped.
Nice Anchor by the Seraphine, hits the Braum. Meanwhile, Viego just goes in and tower dives the Smolder. He will go down, but the Xayah will catch.
That's a very winning play.
Yeah, definitely worth. Get the Xayah, that's already 1,200 gold now ahead. Even more ahead, like, you won't outscale the Smolder, but you will definitely make him have a very hard time in mid game.
Yeah, you can allow, or you can give yourself more time.
Definitely.
Like, the more you interact with Smolder early and kill him, the more he's just gonna want to sit on the side lane. Oh,
Flash QW by the Volibear.
Wow.
That was really well played. The Jax is just greeting again, but he does a lot of damage, we'll give him that, but Volibear sustain is nothing to laugh at.
And a fully stacked passive from Volibear is quite strong.
It will definitely
He also did have the level advantage during that fight.
He played it very well, like kiting towards his turret and then waiting for his cooldowns.
Yeah, popping the ignite and the flash Q. Very, very good.
Syndra does have a lot of push, like the damage from her still is good, but we have not seen the egg proc once, so there's a lot of freedom this Anivia has. There wasn't a thought of a gank here, but Braum and...
he's coming back.
Maybe lane gank? No, they just not
coming in for a lane gank. It's a little hard to get push into Xayah. once she gets Essence Reaver, she's not going to have any mana problems, so she will just be...
Now they are pushed up, a nice on-crown to both of them, but the Seraphine will go down. Now Viego is here for the counter gank. Smolder is just free hitting, but there's not enough damage from this small dragon to get anything back.
He's out of mana.
Play. A flash.
Wow.
Flash WEQ into ult by the Viego, and then he will reset the turret aggro with his ult passive.
I mean, I think... Yeah, that shows Viego... Yeah. I do also want to point out the interesting build happening on the Volley Baron top. Some might have seen the Giant's Belt build before, but this is new. This is the Kindle Gem. If that's what it's called? No?
I think so, yeah. I mean, he'll definitely stay warm in lane. Like,
that is true.
Yeah, he'll definitely have that advantage. I can tell you maybe 1 or 2 items that build out of that off the top of my head. But I guess there are 3. Well, I hope there are 3. We could see the egg getting procced in the mid lane. The Jack started to proxy a bit, but there's just not enough damage here to get rid of this Anidia after the full combo. The fight is going to continue, and this time it will go to the side of the Jacks. Maybe 1 full item does have a bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
3 cannon drones. And the Giant's Belt now, but who am I to judge? I'm not a top laner. There we
This game is definitely a little split. Because if you look at the amount of kills, it's definitely TIC favored. But this Jax can become a problem. This Syndra can become a problem. Like, we see first tower taken here at 14 minutes for the Jax. He will now want to move bot side.
He will be very scary. Especially with this first tower gold advantage. Through the push in bot lane and like their bot side in general being ahead, they now just get a dragon for free uncontested. We saw Team Crusaders kind of like posing around their bot side as well, but I think it's smart to just give that, not give their bot side even more money. We also saw the Viego, like we talked about it, if he gets fed early he will become a problem. He already has 6 kills, like it will not be fun to play into him.
And he is going for the carry build and going collector second item here. Many would perhaps go for a more bruisery build on Viego in a more coordinated game like this, but I think going collector second here seems like a really strong idea.
Yeah, like if there's any game to do it, it's definitely this game. He's already so ahead, and his ult and his E give him a lot of like sustain and potential to survive. Jack's kind of overstepping here. He won't get the return kill there. Rom E is just a really good ability.
Yeah, it is really strong. This Viego and Saya, oh, that's a very good flash.
Flashes are traded in the bot lane.
Will she press ult? She does.
She will press ult.
That is a solo bolo.
In the bot lane, now that the egg is gone, they could look to also contest that Rift Herald here, but can't really call it a cross-map play because like there was only the Syndra down there. It will reset, but
yeah,
probably also still be uncontested, just looking for some push in the mid lane.
I think it's contestable now, to be honest. The Viego is moving. I think they might have shot themselves in their own foot.
Saya is going in and will just kill both of them. The Jax is here, he is scary, but the disengage from the Saya and the Braum is just too good.
They are so ahead at this point. 2 levels up in the bot lane.
Now we can call the Syndra staying bot the crossmap played up, so that's something.
Yeah, true.
Ah, that recall didn't cancel? What? Nah. Well, yeah, they are definitely ahead.
They are very much ahead. I do think, despite me loving the idea of this build in top, I do think it might be a little not great. He could have definitely have had this tower quicker without this build.
Yeah, if
but
you had some AD or AP items, maybe.
yeah, even Divine Thunder or something.
Yeah, I would definitely message him after this game what the plan was there. I would love an update there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of working out for him. But it's something. Oh, I see.
Protoplasm.
Yeah,
Oh.
I guess. Yeah,
And
that
then
item is really strong.
into the mana tank item.
Probably Winter. Yeah.
Winter, that's the name of it. Yeah.
Jax in this bottle just doesn't really take damage from the Anivia, but the teleport in from like the Avengers assembling in this bottle, and now there's 4 people here, and Smolder just rage quits.
This is a game where I think Smolder mentally should just kind of check out. Like, of course, not run it down, no. But just don't let this game affect him for the second game.
I mean, they could still win this. Like, they have a very hard scaling comp. If they manage to catch like a dragon or 2 to kind of delay the inevitable soul from Team Intercourse, and if they get some catches with the Syndra, who does a lot of damage, and especially with the Storm Surge second. Like, you only got that item if you think, I need to do something this game to win, and not just wait for the Shadow Flame because it's more expensive, harder to build.
Their comp has for sure turned into a more, let's get a pick and go from there. Because this Syndra, sure, in a team fight she can hit multiple with her E and Q, but she's kind of caught here.
Could look for a catch on the Syndra. Yeah, there's 3 people here again. There's a Jax very deep in there. He will try to get some damage on this backline, but the Nivea disengage is just so strong. They are still looking to turn this fight, but I don't think it's winnable. Yeah, 2 kills here over to Team Intercourse and probably also a dragon.
Yeah, this Viego, he has so much damage at this point that a W ult from him will most likely grant him a reset. And from there, it's the problem. I will say the unsung hero here is the Braum. The Braum has been doing a lot this game.
Definitely.
I don't think I've seen him miss that, or miss any Qs for that matter. Good at holding his ult. I think he's really showing himself in a good light here.
Yeah, I'm also liking his build. Like, the Locket gives him a lot of disengage against this more burst-heavy Syndra, and the Seraphine also. And what I especially love are the Bandle Pipes. Not only will it give him and his team a lot of vibes with the tunes that he's playing, but also like almost every single one of his team needs or wants attack speed. Like, even Volibear can use it really well. And I mean that the Nivea, maybe she auto attacks once in a while when her cooldowns are down. But yeah, she Qs.
She Qs. It makes it quicker.
That's her E. Yeah.
Oh yeah, true. It is her E.
Her E is the thing. But that scales with attack speed?
I mean, it's an auto attack based E. Like, it's a so.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, Volibear W is quicker when you have more attack speed.
Yeah, I guess attack speed and Nivea will want to see that next time she's played.
Next game, next season, or next game
next match. She will be banned now.
Next series we're gonna see an on-hit Nivea.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to it. Maybe also in support.
Yeah,
because like that's what she's played. Maybe like in top lane, like so similar to Teemo, like you can zone a lot with your ult, with the mushrooms, and then there's like the rest of the kit that's also really similar, but that I won't get into. I am curious though, could we see like the total damage graph of this game so far? Thank you. Yeah, we see here
Wow.
like the Syndra is just doing so much for their team, even though they're behind. The Jax also, and then we just see the obvious Zaya and Viego. Like even though they're behind, they're still doing a lot for their team. It's just that the Smolder isn't really doing that much, and yeah, we could see something happen here in mid lane. Like they are grouping for something, but
Maybe
they could like look for a catch on the Nivea, maybe.
I do think the grouping there was. It's a little interesting. You're dropping bolt waves, and not really getting much out of it. I would have understood it if it was in a minute's time with Drake coming up. But I think at this point you really want to get more solo XP onto the Smolder. Even if that means throwing him top, keeping Syndra the damage in the mid lane in order for her to move around the map more is probably the right play at the moment.
They probably wanted to look for the very low mid turret, like that's just one auto attack away from dying. But again, as you said, like now that she has her Rabadons finished, she is moving mid, but like dropping the wave spot isn't really the greatest thing to do in this scenario. Keeping her mid and just looking for picks like she did earlier, maybe with a good Seraphine ult with an Encore, that does sound like the right play to make here.
Yeah. But you also see is it Verdant Barrier coming out from the Syndra? I think
Yes,
that's the name of the
I
item.
Yeah. I think you're correct.
She is definitely looking to protect herself from the Viego here.
I mean, reasonable. If the Viego E doesn't hit... Oh, there it goes. That's an interesting Encore by the Seraphine. She's looking to disengage. They're all really on edge here, looking around this dragon. Nivea is still top lane and Jax is rotating. They could look for maybe something around this mid lane bush here.
I do like Magnus's position here, though.
Yeah,
he does have full control of the Bullseye River.
They are forcing them.
He can't do it alone.
They are forcing them like into this banana bush, but now there's an engage onto this Viego. If they catch him, it's probably a free dragon. Now they're looking to continue this fight. Crescent Guard is really good in the front line, but now Volibear's looking to turn. Smolder is still free hitting, and he has enough damage to kill this front line.
Syndra is popping off here. 2.8k damage.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Really well. They're looking to push this mid lane more, but into the Anivia, it's just really difficult.
If looking at the Anivia damage, she did 2.5k. And that was probably just her ult just being on the ground throughout the whole fight.
We talked about this earlier, like the disadvantage of TIC's draft. If you're not positioned well, like it's hard to get that Anivia damage off. Like she could have done a lot more in this fight.
Yeah.
If they just like managed to get to the dragon earlier. But yeah, the front line of the Team Crusaders just melted in this fight thanks to the Anivia and the Zaya.
We saw the interesting play, or the confident play of Flash Wing onto a Jax from the Viego. I like the idea, but I think he is probably not the best target to go for. Because he will just throw up Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it probably isn't the priority target compared to like the Syndra.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Baron Rush. Honestly, that was a really sleeper play.
Yeah, we do see
coming out
like
from TIC.
after losing like a fight and both teams recalling, we sometimes see also the losing team positioning better for an objective, and they were definitely very quick on that pull to get this Baron, which was really smart. The Jax is still a problem in this side lane, especially into the Anivia, who is a control mage. A strong encore coming out from this Seraphine, but it's just countered by the Xayah ult, who is now free hitting in the backline. The Xin Zhao is trying to peel for his team, but there's just not enough damage to get rid of Team TIC's frontline. Now they're looking to continue that push. Viego resets with his ult. They may be able to get this turret, but Syndra does have a lot of damage. A nice Q to catch that Viego, who was very greedy to step up there. Still a winning team fight for them.
It is winning, but I think they might need to respect the Syndra a little more.
Oh, definitely.
She did finish Rabadons and Banshees. Like, she is, well, pretty much full build at this point.
Yeah, she has gone for more of a defensive build, like with the Banshee's Veil, with the now finished Sonya's. It will give her a lot of self-peel, and I mean, she is full build at almost 30 minutes, so
wow.
I think you can allow her to go for more like self-peel and damage stats. Like, she will still do crazy amounts of damage.
Yeah. This is...
on a tank.
Wow. Wow.
On a tank.
I do think we need to see the Seraphine switch away from being the pocket healer of the Smolder and focus on the Syndra. Like, they need to keep the Syndra alive at all costs in order to stay in this game.
Mm-hmm. We have seen some good ults from her, but the disengage tools from TIC, from this Viego, from the Volibear, who's just too tanky, and the Xayah ult, like, it's hard to catch something on their team. Well, Braum has, with the immobile Syndra, a bit more easier targets. Well, had. Now that she has finished 2 defensive items, it's gonna be more difficult to get on her.
Yeah.
But they're looking to force a fight maybe in this top side. The Volibear just jumps in.
Wow.
And they do have a lot of damage here now that Jax is jumping into their backline.
Syndra is still alive in the backline. She is leaving.
Yeah. There was not much she could do. Like, if there's a bear... Oh! Okay. There is something she can do. She can one-shot your jungler. But yeah, if there's a bear jumping on you, it's still difficult to fight. A nice QE combo by her. She will probably manage to just push him off this turret, yeah, and catch the wave.
Smolder has also just hit 225 stacks, so he will slowly become a factor in this game.
He will need some more money though. Like,
he will need more money, but it is still a execute that, what is it, 3.5%, 4%?
Yeah, I mean, you're the ADC player.
Yeah. So it is still a burn. Wow, this Syndra really, they're really disrespecting her.
I mean, yeah, I mean, mages, you don't really expect that much from them, especially in the mid game. Like, from a Syndra, yeah, early game she's kind of scary, but if she's full build...
I mean, this is a free dragon, no? The Braum isn't there.
Easily. They are looking for something like a catch in the mid lane, but I don't think they...
Oh, the Syndra will pop
egg.
Oh.
No, barely still alive.
Wow.
Now the Volibear still engages. Syndra has to flash out. On the other side, Seraphine just gets immediately killed by this frontline from Team TIC. Now Volibear is in very deep. They do pop the egg, but Xayah may be able to defend her mid laner. Very nice disengage and E, but now the Avengers are coming in. Decent attempt at an ult, but she will not be able to get any return kills. The Nivea will be able to get the Jax, so now Braum is back. They could look to push this, but I think they should just try to take the dragon.
Very, very interesting fight. It was very back and forth. The Syndra is disrespecting now, though.
Yeah. Overestimating her damage there, for sure. Smolder trying to save her. Xin Zhao is also here, jumps onto the Anivia. Smolder will die to the ignite of the... No, he will
But
die
does
to the
get the
Anivia
shutdown onto the Anivia.
from looking to disengage. Volibear helping his jungler here. There was a lot of damage from that Ignite Anivia ult combo, like Ignite does more damage if units are afflicted by her frost damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are just overstaying left and right. Like both teams are disrespecting very hard here. It looks like the dragon will go over to Team TIC, giving them soul if it's not contested.
Can the Xin Zhao land?
Can he land this smite?
Oh.
But no, they just get engaged on. There's 4 people here from Team TIC. The Smolder is AFK in base, but they still do so much damage. I don't think it was the right decision to fight there, especially with their main damage sources of the Syndra and the Smolder having backed.
Yeah, they do pick up the... Is it the Ocean Soul? Yeah, right?
Hexic.
Oh, it's Hextech? Oh, Hextech Soul. That is very scary for the Syndra. Like, her Banshees will get popped quite fast. But we do... It's some interesting fights we're seeing, because before the Drake, we saw Braum get picked, and a fight still happened, and Crusaders did win it, but then the Syndra didn't completely back off. And then we saw the Smolder and the Seraphine go in. It's interesting, to say the least. It doesn't seem as coordinated as it could be.
Definitely. I mean, talk about coordination, the Smolder is just not having the greatest time with his internet connection, it appears. And now we're gonna start a Drake. A Baron here from Team TIC. And they just have a lot of damage to burst it down, like Viego.
2 crit champs and some burn, right, from the Anivia.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really unfortunate what we're
people.
seeing from the Smolder. I hope he gets it sorted.
Yeah, next games we might need to take a bit of a longer break to sort it out. We will see.
Yeah.
Now they're deciding to push top here. Anivia probably stayed to push out the mid wave there. But now again, Viego is looking for some sort of engage. The Hextech Drake does give them a lot of advantage to catch there.
Oh.
Anivia is going to engage here. The really nice wall will divide Team Crusaders here. And there's just so much damage from this Volibear in the front line.
He is unkillable.
Jax is still alive in their back line, but there's just not much they can do.
Yeah. Smolder not even getting a tick of damage off that fight.
If we could see the damage graph actually for the game. And we'll see it after, like in the screen we got after this game too. That's a really well played game from Team TIC, or Team IC, I guess.
Yeah. That was... It looked comfortable. The bot lane looked comfortable the whole game, I would say.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, this Smolder just not coming in line, even with the Syndra trying to keep the game going, like while the like with her damage, like with the lead she created for herself.
Yeah.
It was just hard to keep up. Also with the Smolder going, having some internet connections, apparently it's not gonna be the easiest to join fights there.
What I will expect from the second game, though, is definitely a lot of fighting. These two teams do like fighting.
That is really true.
It's not a game of scaling in the traditional sense of going 10 CS per minute and all that. It's very much, I am better than you. Let's fight. and
Mm.
I think that's very entertaining.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and as Koshi says in the chat, 19 kills ahead, 18 kills ahead, but barely ahead in gold. That is wild.
Mm-hmm.
That you can have that state in the game, but that just shows how much shutdowns really mean in this game.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Both teams will stay on their sides for the next game. Okay, the top lane build from the Volibear, apparently it's called the Fridge. There was no further elaboration there.
It's just he staying cool, staying more. Well, Kindle Gems is warmth, no, but
Yeah, I'm just not gonna question it. It worked. It worked, so
it did work.
it did work. Also fitting with like the Anivia and the Braum, like very, very, very
Very
coordinated
cool team.
draft. Very
Very
cool
very cool.
team. Yes, very
Yeah,
cool, very cool.
I will be right back. 2 seconds.
And we are back. We see Team Intercourse prioritize their bot side again, like with the Brand first pick. And it's countered by severe Soraka lane. It'll give them a lot of sustain in the early game, and it'll definitely help them survive through mid game and scale in late. Like Soraka will give them a lot of disengage and healing. And that's countered by a Tristana Leona lane. Actually, the Brand will either go jungle or mid lane then. This will definitely be an aggressive... they're definitely gonna look to play their lane very aggressively. Into the Sivir and Soraka, it will not be easy. Then we see a Mundo could either go mid, could either go jungle or top lane. And again, we get the Urgot ban from the Crusaders. Normally a Mundo would be a big problem. You know, if he gets level 16, the healing he has will be a lot of a bigger problem. But with the Tristana and also the damage over time from the Brand, now with the new Deathfire touch rune probably, it will be pretty easy to shred him. Now they're prioritizing bans from the mid lane for the mid lane with the Veigar and the Silas, keeping the Brand more safe in lane or just countering the Crusaders mid. Like he does play a lot of Silas. The Crusaders have a new AD carry player subbing in, so they will give up a ban. That's why they didn't Sion, so for sure the Mundo will go top lane, will go in the jungle, the Sion will go in the top lane. They have a very strong front line now. Dr. Mundo and Soraka do have a lot of healing, so prioritizing that stat will definitely be needed on Team Intercourse. Countering the Sion with Darius, you know, he has a lot of damage with his passive especially, so they're definitely looking to continue that aggressive top lane lead with that they had last game with the Jax, and maybe even push into the Sion. If the Sion gets behind, he will still be a good frontline, but if he starts to melt into the Tristana and the Darius, it's gonna be more difficult. Orianna for the mid lane, she will provide them with a lot of setup with her ult, but only like Leona and maybe Darius can help her get her ult off more easily. So we will definitely see some interesting angles there, especially on the more immobile bot lane, like the Sivir and the Soraka do have a lot of self-peel and disengage with the healing and the spell shield, but it will also just be negated if there's enough push from Team Intercourse. Brand and also the Stereos will be looking to definitely go on their backline. Brand with his ult and Darius just with his engage. And the LeBlanc for the Crusaders in the mid lane. LeBlanc, like we saw the Syndra earlier, be a very strong champion, whilst not like the most highest, like the not the best champion with carry potential. Like she does a lot of damage, but with her lack of mobility, we saw her having to buy two more defensive items. So it will definitely be harder to catch this LeBlanc, who has more mobility options. She will fall off in the late game, like this Darius or this Leona will be tougher to kill. But the she will definitely still, if the Tristana gets fed, she will have an easier time locking them down than, for example, the Syndra in the later game. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this mid lane, how he decides to play it. He did go with the ignites, so we'll definitely see him looking for some aggressive plays there. We do see the Brand in the jungle, who will have an insane amount of clear speed. Although Dr. Mando does have a lot of clear speeds, also early game, like he stacks a lot of HP, he gets a lot of AD from that with his item build. But I'm curious who will be able to farm faster. Like Brand, of course, he will look to buy some Faded Ashes on his first back to make his jungle clear even faster. Sion did decide to go for the rune that replaced Phase Rush. So if he does damage, he will definitely go faster. So we might see some more lethality Sion, which will definitely be fun. He did go with the longsword and a refillable pot start to kind of counter the damage that this Darius will have early game. Like, it will definitely not be the easiest. Bot lane, we see the Soraka and the Sivir getting a lot of push. Like, it's the classic thing with melee into ranged supports. Like, you don't have the greatest time laning into that. Top lane Darius is just pressuring the Sion as he should be. Like, there's a lot of damage from him, and we do see the Sion losing a bit of farm. With top lane, junglers have decided to go for a top to bot clear, and it'll definitely be harder to gank for both of them. Brand, as he's not the greatest engaged jungler, as he is a mage obviously, and Mundo also having just raw damage and survivability spells compared to just some CC that we see from more traditional junglers. We do see the level 2 all-in from the Leona, as probably expected by everyone. The Tristana does a lot of damage, and they will focus on the Sivir. Flash comes out from both AD carries, but the Soraka sustain is just not enough this early to get away with fighting a Leona and the Tristana in this early levels. Pushing this far up early is definitely what they should be going for, like zoning the Tristana from getting a lot of kills, but giving up those 2 early kills, both of them going onto the Tristana, especially with this engaged support, will give them a lot of priority and just a good lead in the bot lane. I mean, Mundo looking for a gank in the mid lane onto this Orianna, who is pushed up very far, probably thanks to her passive, who gives her a little bit more damage on her auto attacks, but the flash allows her to just keep away from dodge both of the skill shots from the Dr. Mundo and the LeBlanc, avoid the slow from his Q and the just lockdown from the LeBlanc. Now Brand is was looking to contest the top Scuttle Crab, but failed to do so. He was too late, like his clear isn't the fastest without some items. He did go for a Dark Seal, so he's definitely looking for some early skirmishes, looking to stack that ahead early. He also expects to stay safe in the backline and get away with stacking it safely. We do see another engage by this Leona here onto the Syndra. Will just decide to run away, disengage. It's definitely the right choice here. Lacking the damage, like another engage by the Leona, but again the disengage by and the safety and healing this Soraka provides will still allow them to keep up with this bot lane who has 2 kills ahead. Like, the push will give them the more wave clear focus abilities of this, Sivir will definitely be able to still keep them in lane. We do also see her having like a 10 CS lead. Now Darius running down the Sion in top lane. This is kind of what we expected to see here in this matchup. If the Darius can get on you in the early to mid game, it's just really difficult to escape him. The damage his passive provides with the percent max HP damage, it's just hard to escape him there. He did actually win that fight down some items as well. So that's just shows somewhat how strong that champion is. Mundo and Brand are now hovering around bot side looking for a potential dragon take. They should probably both be aware that their respective other jungler is around. Now Team TIC moving towards this dragon earlier. We see again a nice disengaging ult by the Sion, but there's just too much damage coming out from the Darius. You can't really push up too much there. Also both junglers decided to call off taking the dragon. Mundo looking for a bit of a engage here onto this bot lane. They know there's a ward there, so he's hesitating the gank. He might have been spotted there. Again, they're looking for the Orianna in the mid lane, who doesn't have flash this time, but Syndra is pushed back quite a bit. So through the prio that this Orianna gained, she's also able to escape the second gank attempt by this Mundo. Dragon is still up. Both junglers have decided to prioritize their farm in the top lane. Sion also pretty deep in the jungle there, spotting Brand. Leona and Tristana now getting pushed, like the early lead paid off there. They do have a lot of damage, but again the disengage this bot lane has into the all-in, like it's hard to execute these all-ins now that the Soraka has some levels in her W. The Syndra has some damaging items like some longswords picked up. On the second back, this BF sword will definitely give this Tristana a huge advantage in these fights, however. Probably a Yuntal's first item on her there. That just, especially with this longsword, it's not the easiest item to build, especially this early in the game. So getting that item with the double kill earlier, it will definitely feel really good for them there. Darius has gone for a Tiamat, which will probably be built into a Stridebreaker. Will just give him a lot easier time to run down the Sion, who is actually going for lethality, looking to contest the Darius's damage, which is hard. Now we see a fight breaking out in bot lane. Nice damage coming out from this Brand, but he gets pushed out by the Sivir boomerangs. Mundo might go down here. The Brand damage over time is just so hard to contest. Now Sivir flashing in, the new sub in for Team Crusaders popping off there. That was a really nice position that the Team Crusaders decided to go for there. The choke point definitely helped the Sivir damage get onto more people. The boomerangs flipping onto multiple targets, giving them the definite advantage in that fight. Also, Tristana was able to do some damage there, but if you can see the damage graph, the whole damage like from this Sivir is just onto multiple people and not single target, so they will definitely have an advantage in this kind of skirmish. Mid lane matchup, we do see it be pretty even. LeBlanc has managed to pick up some kills in these in these skirmishes around the jungle. But now after this one team fight in the bot lane, Team Crusaders are looking to put up that get this dragon. Even though this Mundo has built only HP items, he will do a lot of damage against this dragon, and there will also be able to pick it up pretty easily. Meanwhile, the top lane matchup is just still going into the favor for the Darius. It is impressive though that the Scion has managed to keep up in farm with him. Going for the swiftness boots, maybe we will look to see some him to try to be more active around the map, but it will be hard for him to escape this constant push the Darius has with his Tiamat. Meanwhile, Dr. Mundo has started taking the grubs. Team Intercourse is aware of that. They did ping around. He did only pick up one and decided to continue getting his jungle camps. Again, like last time, the objective isn't really prioritized that much. We also don't really have that many split pushes in this game, so it's a reasonable decision to just not go for that. We're looking for some vision in this top side here to kind of maybe ward off this Brand from ganking. Again, Brand doesn't really known to have the best off ganks. Now we see this Scion actually dealing a lot more damage into this Darius, who now goes and decides to just try to run him down. The Q does land, but there's just too much damage from this Darius, who managed to get his ult reset up again to get rid of the Scion passive. Brand has also decided to pick up the rest of the grubs. With the pressure his top laner gives him, it's kind of just free. Meanwhile, Mundo is looking for some sort of cross map in the bot lane here, but it will be hard to gank a Tristana, as you can just kind of buffer any sort of CC you throw at her. And it's even more of a problem if you don't really have any, except for maybe a Soraka E, but hitting that is also pretty difficult. Now we do see a all-in from the mid lane, actually going the favor to this Orianna, but and another all-in from this Tristana. They will manage to kill the Sivir, but Mundo is here to kind of save his Soraka and help her push the wave in. Brand is also in bot lane on bot side, so if the Team Crusaders were to look for a tower dive here, which they probably should not, he would be there to help them. We did see in the mid lane earlier this Syndra, this LeBlanc get solo killed. Under turrets get too greedy here. The two null magic mantles, I believe if it's what the component is called, from the Orianna, definitely giving her a slight of advantage here. I am curious what the second one is gonna be built into. The first one obviously going to be a Merc Treads. Another all-in, both in top lane and bot lane, and both of them this time looking to go, well, the same as the last few. Darius managing to pick up a kill on the Scion here, and the Tristana Leona lane definitely more aggressive, able to get another double kill in the 2v2 here. This is gonna be a difficult game for Team Crusaders to catch up on. Like, their top lane is very much behind. Their jungle, Mundo doesn't really have a lot of opportunities to fight before level 6, before getting level 16, because level 16 is really strong. Now we see an all-in by the Scion, but Brand is here. The Honeyfruits are getting picked up by the Darius, so he is having a light snack in the fight. Now Scion has to flash out and will just be chased down by this Brand. Very good map awareness from this jungler here, who might also be able to pick up this Rift Herald. Meanwhile, we see another 1v1 going on in the mid lane, just very aggressive trading from this LeBlanc, and a free dragon for the Crusaders. They now have 2 dragons with an Ocean Soul. If they could pick that up, would definitely benefit their draft with the healing from 3.5. Maybe the Scion doesn't really have that much self-healing, especially if he goes the lethality build. But it would definitely help them a lot and maybe get them back into this game. It'll just be hard to pick up more of these dragons as we go into the mid game now with their junglers now probably also moving to these fights. Darius actually taking a lot of damage. He probably expected to take the turret way before, but there's not really much the Scion can do to follow up on to this Darius. He also has this Strikebreaker finished, and another all in the bot lane. This Sivir will be focused down, and there's just too much damage. Now a second BF sword finished by this Tristana, but Lissandra looking to get a return kill down here, but again, this Brand with the really good map awareness able to pick up the kill on this on this LeBlanc as well. His Dark Seal buy has definitely paid off. Scion just getting a bit too greedy maybe in the top lane, trying to chase down Darius with his passive. But Darius is now looking probably to build some armor into this Scion to kind of mitigate some of the lethality he has built. No, lethality isn't really that great into tanks. Yeah, exactly. This item will give him a lot more movement speed, so he can chase down his enemies even easier. A very nice shockwave coming out from this Orianna, but there's just too much damage and HP on this Dr. Mundo for the build against squishy champions with the Luden's companion, or Luden's Echo. With the Luden's build from this Orianna, it will probably not be able to kill him anytime soon. We do see here a nice spell shield coming out from this Sivir. She might be able to just run away with her old Soraka, heroically saving her AD carry by sacrificing herself. We do see this advantage of the Sivir pick here. Now with the Essence River finish, she just has so much push power. She can constantly keep her damage over all the minions up. Nice sidestep from the Darius here, being aware that the Q charge is invisible if the Scion is in a bush. Now the Storm Raider Surge also makes a lot more sense to me, because, you know, he will be able to do this much damage to chase people down if he goes lethality. Kind of obvious, I could have maybe predicted that. But again, the Sivir still has so much push even when behind, so they managed to pick up their first turret down here. We do see this Lissandra. We do see both mid laners, like, they positioned around the bot side here. Now they are looking both to swap to the bot side, kind of open up the map with some Sivir push to get this mid lane tower down, or just bring the Tristana and this Tristana and her support into the mid lane, so they can be more active on the map and be able to catch more people. Brand also here looking to invade something. Tristana being able to just go in by herself. huge amounts of damage. Darius is also here. Sion has walked down all the way from topside to maybe look for a fight here. Mundo is positioning very aggressively, but I don't see what they could be fighting for here. A very aggressive play by this Tristana, just unpunished, overestimating her damage. They aren't gonna get the blue buff for that, but you know, an interesting target to fight for sure. Seeing this Tristana be so far ahead, I understand her being this greedy. I don't really see how greeding for enemy camps is that positive for their team, but they are looking to set up some deep vision here, probably to be able to just get this dragon uncontested. Herald is being dropped in the bot side, so someone will have to contest that, but the Team Crusaders did recognize that they just can't push into the brand and this bad Tristana, so they decide to give up on contesting their third dragon, which would have been their soul point, by the way, and catch more waves in side lanes. Probably a good call to try to keep their strong laners, like with their mid laner and their AD carry, in the game. But yeah, we do see some vision getting set up on this Baron. Probably not the best time to go for it. They're more just looking to, both teams more looking to play safe until the next dragon, which is probably gonna decide if Team Crusaders will still have a chance of winning this game or just be pushed out fully. Sion will have a lot of damage if he manages to get on some of the more squishier champions that are also immobile, like the Brand. That is one of the disadvantages of an AP jungler. Like, he won't have that much self-peel and survivability in a team fight, so targeting him is definitely a better option than targeting, for example, a Xin Zhao, who can save himself pretty easily with his ult, for example. Now both teams are positioning around the dragon, while leaving their top laners in the bot lane. Darius having a lot of push and keeping this Sion in check, with a lot of damage still coming out from him. A nice flash over the wall coming out from the Sion, but Darius will still just be able to push this wave in and maybe look for a dive even. He just gets the turret instead. Mundo is moving down now, so he got his objective. He managed to drag the jungler away, so Team TIC are immediately looking to start this Baron. Both junglers having a lot of HP but lacking the damage. Meanwhile, Mundo is undecided. Should he go for the Darius or go for the Baron? And he goes for the Darius, who might still be able to kill the Sion. He is kiting upwards, but he should theoretically just be dead. A nice ult coming out from the Mundo, and he just kills him from half HP while his ult is up. This Darius is really scary in the side lane, also giving his team ample opportunity to just get the Baron uncontested. The Sivir and the Soraka, I just want to mention, they played it really well. They didn't decide to do nothing. They decided to push in mid lane to get the mid turret. LeBlanc also trying to do the same in top lane, but she doesn't really have a lot of damage on the turret, and it's also not this easy to push out such a long lane, especially if Baron is currently being taken. Now we do see Team TIC looking to get some vision around Dragon. They should definitely look to contest this fight. The Ocean Soul will not benefit them as much as Team Crusaders, but the Darius will definitely have a fun time with it. The brand. Oh, it didn't kill that. That's sad. But moving on. Now both top laner are in their natural habitat. This Darius is now looking to get the top lane tier 2. And with Baron buff, he'll probably just take it. Crystalline Overgrowth just making turrets incredibly weak into this type of split pushing champion. He has also gone for a Force of Nature, which is interesting decision, going for more magic resist into only the LeBlanc. Sion does AD, if I remember correctly. Also now built the new Cycle Sword, which is actually a really good item on him, I feel like. Like it enhances ability damage as well. So getting that energized damage on his charged Q will hurt a lot. Barrier, an ult coming out here to be traded for Barrier. Barrier being a useful summoner spell, but now that Soraka has a lot of heal and shield power, and also the Michaelis will definitely not be that big of a priority. Now Team TIC has stacked up around Baron. They have good setup here, like Darius is positioned very well in this top side jungle, bot side jungle from Team Crusaders. And now Tristana is looking in to look for some sort of pick here. Soraka has to flash away from this Darius, who has the Orianna ball. They were looking for some kind of Darius or Shockwave combo. I cannot think of a wordplay there at the moment. Their Baron buff just ran out, so getting pushed here into this Severe will definitely be hard. And they still decide to go for it, but as I said, the Severe just kind of one-shots the wave there. Still a good try to, if they manage to pick up 1 or 2 champions there, they can definitely go for an inhibitor take here. Now this Sion he's 3 levels down on this Darius. He did not have fun at all. You know, the lethality Sion thing, that's kind of the known as the Baus build on Sion. Baus is known to like go for some plays that like benefit of him inting, like in the inting Sion build. He also does get some kills and money eventually, so we'll see if this starts happening. A nice Sion ult to engage here. He will be pushed back. Leona kiting with her ult, but these 2 beefy boys in the front line just killing the whole backline of TIC. Meanwhile, the same is happening here with this Darius, but he will, this LeBlanc will get backup from her own team. Still, he is so tanky. This is a bruiser with self-heal, and he's just able to tank 4 people chasing him. This healing on the Q is huge, but I do not see him getting away, but they are all scared of him, and rightfully so. He flash ults for the... he gets the whole backline. The LeBlanc and the Soraka just go down, and he manages to escape from there. This top lane lead is huge. The only fed member, well, I say fed from Team Crusaders, from the LeBlanc, is stopped by the Force of Nature, which is better for like multiple instances of magic damage. So I was questioning the buy, but I'm gonna be so honest. There will be multiple instances of damage against this Darius, and they won't be able to kill him. So I guess it makes sense. Still, this was also a decent fight for Team Crusaders. We saw the Sion and the Dr. Mundo not really being able to get killed by the low backline, by the Brand, who does have a Liandry's that benefits from longer fights, and also the Mortal Reminder on this Tristana to deny some of the healing. Leona also did go for some anti-heal, but sadly that stat is kind of cosmetic. We do also now see some anti-heal on the Dr. Mundo, which is definitely needed into this Darius, who is now level 19. No Summoner spells up for this Baron fight here though. Both teams have positioned every single one of their members here. While Team Crusaders are looking for some sort of way to engage, but it's just really hard to get onto their backline while Leona is here. LeBlanc, meanwhile, is pushing out their top lane. There could have been a pick there, but he disengages very well with her W, and both teams decide to back off again. They're both very scared of throwing their lead. It's still winnable for Team Crusaders, and now that they kind of faked, I guess, not taking the Baron, they just started immediately. We saw this kind of play last game, just looking for some sort of Baron angle, maybe faking it and not getting it, kind of, but then just doing it anyways with a lot of damage now with the Brand and the Tristana. We saw some pings here in the bot set. We should look for the probably saying we should look for the dragon here. If we manage to get soul point, we could get soul. That might still win us the game. But at this point, I feel like both teams will just get soul point from this, and it is very hard to push into a flash combo coming up from this Brand. He the Severe just does get the Soraka healing, but there's just too much damage to keep up there. She tried to clear the mid wave there by herself, which is just not that easy, especially when you're an ADC like Sivir, who is very immobile. And now that pick will just give the Ocean Dragon soul point to Team Intercourse for free. This Darius is getting more and more scary by the dragon that they pick up, boosting his healing. And a Quadra Ocean Soul Darius is something I would not like to fight into. I think no one would like to fight into that, especially if he has 8 kills and 0 deaths. Now LeBlanc looking for some kind of pick on this Brand, and the Mundo will be able to pick it up. A nice disengaging ult by this Tristana onto the Scion, but there's just too much damage in this backline for this Mundo to be able to continue here. Both junglers trade their lives for picks, which is probably more worth for Team Crusaders. Now Tristana is jumping in again, just one-shots the Sivir with like 5 auto attacks, but it looks like a one-shot because he has so much attack speed. And Team Crusaders are just desperately disengaging. The Scion is catching the wave in mid lane. I want to point that out. They don't have a wave to push this. They're looking for the wave in top lane now. They're moving to that. Meanwhile, Soraka and LeBlanc looking for some sort of pick. They do have the Baron buff, so being a very squishy AP assassin, LeBlanc won't have the easiest time to contest that. Now Mundo is running in, trying to somehow stop this insane wave with 2 cannon minions that have now been buffed by the Baron. He does tank a lot of damage, but now they engage again. This bot lane combo is just so devastating. There's no real way to get out of them when they get on you. A really huge shockwave onto this Sivir, who was looking for some sort of play in the top side of the map. Now the counter engage. Leona will go charging in onto their backline, trying to disengage for a team. Darius still trying to fight something, anything. Brand is also moving up here. There is actually crazy how much damage. He's kind of 1v5ing this game here. Brand has now joined into the fight. LeBlanc trying to disengage. Mundo also trying to help his AD carry do anything in this fight, but Tristana is just free hitting. Meanwhile, Brand starts farming his Krugs, and that could have been the end of the fight, but Tristana decides to go back in. Flash auto resets her jump and gets a double kill. Meanwhile, Darius just pushing into this mid wave, getting a Nexus turret here. So still a close fight from the Team Crusaders. They're not backing down from this. They're not giving up, and I really commend them from that. Because they still didn't lose soul. They still have a chance to win, and maybe if they survive long enough, an Elder Flip could win the game, even if they're like almost almost 20 kills down. I'm good at math. Now we see Team Intercourse push through their bot side into the bot side of Team Crusaders, looking to set up some vision again. We've seen them being present at almost every major objective first. They're really good at setting up these team fights here, and now LeBlanc is kind of out of position. She has a lot of opportunities and options to escape. Leona ult actually misses her here, but it's 4v1 and I don't see her getting away from that anytime soon. And that is probably a free dragon if they decide to take it, or just a game if they manage to push and win the 5v4 team fight. LeBlanc being some like one of the bigger damage threats onto the backline here of Team Intercourse being gone will definitely give them advantage here. In this fight, the turret just gets deleted by Tristana's bomb here, but they are still playing a little bit scared. They're playing defensive, they're playing it slow, which is smart. They're pushing into the base looking for some sort of for the Nexus. Some of the backline is like below half HP, so if Silver can get some damage off, they will just die. Now we see a team fight. Sion ults in. This Mundo regeneration is really good, and they manage to kill the Brands. Darius running away, ghosting away in the mid lane, and they're looking to catch some kills here. Orianna really low. This Mundo passive just denies her ult almost entirely, and I don't know what that is, not a briefcase in this skin, just slaps her, he eats her to death. Huge damage actually coming on from this Sion, and just too greedy by Team Intercourse here. So most of their backline being half HP definitely set them at a disadvantage in this team fight. And now the soul point will also go over to Team Crusaders. Meanwhile, the AD carry and the mid laner both working together to stop this push from the triple inhib that they have, well, from the 3 inhibs that have not been taken. The super minions will definitely give them a lot of money. We do see this Sivir now be almost, well, she's one item behind. She decided to go for some control wards, which is smart. Go by control ward, kids. They're really good in late game team fights. And as an AD carry, you most of the time have an item slot open. Now, we do again see an attempt at a Baron take here. These fast Barons have kind of been a staple for Team Intercourse. If there's some players in the tournament watching, definitely go ward Baron, guys. They're really good at taking those apparently, and that's probably the game. I don't see Sivir one-shotting Baron waves, and although the Sion and the Mundo will have some wave clear, it probably won't be enough. If they manage to play this slow, just push in this mid wave with the Nexus turret. LeBlanc is in a flanking position though, manages to one-shot the Brand. Now it's the Sion going in, managing to also do a huge amount of damage onto the backline. And the triple kill for the Sivir. Just like we saw last time, a huge team fight by Team Crusaders, managing to somehow catch their the enemy team off guard. Mundo ults for the turret. I say go for it, King. The thing is, the minions are kind of ending the game. There's a base race happening right now between 3 frontliners and some super minions. Sion will be ulting the turrets. I think that does damage. Yep. And they are probably gonna win the game. Yeah. So a huge late game team fight. As I was saying, like they still have a chance to win. LeBlanc playing this beautifully, one-shotting the Brand, like who was one of the huge threats in the backline here. And we will see you guys after a break. My mistake. We're just doing 2 games in Victress. We did see like the damage from this Sivir just really huge in these team fights. Being able to hit most of the enemy team if they're so clumped together is a huge advantage for them. We do see the advantage that Team Intercourse had in gold, or almost the entirety of this game. We did see like here at the end of this graph, the 2 team fights kind of managing to give the Crusaders some gold back, managing to scale up their carries. The LeBlanc in the last team